If you often or even sometimes feel held back by your doubts, your fears, or limited thinking, and you're even playing small, not really allowing yourself to move forward because maybe you're afraid of what might happen, or even you're talking yourself out of things, this is usually due to the negative patterns that are running in the background and really running the show, so to speak. These negative patterns, they're directing your life. They're directing your actions, your inactions, your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits, how you're showing up in the world, the things that you do or you don't do, in all aspects of your life. Those negative patterns, they're playing in the background and they're directing your life. And if you would like to change your life, if you would like to really move forward and do the things you want to do, be more empowered, you want to set yourself free from that. You want to uncover those negative patterns and then do something about to really let them go, to heal them, to release them, to let them go. And in this video today, I want to share with you how you can uncover those negative patterns so you can then do something about them, so you can really let them go and release them, so you can step more into your power again and then be the empowered version that you already are deep within. So what exactly are those negative patterns? Negative patterns are those reoccurring themes in your life. It's those things that you do as a response to something. It's when something triggers you, you're responding in a certain way. Whether it's you're playing small, you're holding back, and those type of things. And it's also those things that happen on repeat throughout your life. Like I said, it's those reoccurring themes in your life where something happened and you responded in a certain way. You reacted in a certain way. You did something in a certain way, or you didn't do something because of that. It's those things that you have learned, whether it's through your own experience or the things that you have been taught, that you made your own truth. And that's really what is running in the background. So it's that whole programming around the experience that you've had throughout your life and the things that you have learned. It's those things that really are holding you back. And the reason why you want to uncover those negative patterns is, well, for one, you want to set yourself free, right? It's those things that are not serving you anymore. It's the responses to certain things that are not serving you. They're holding you back. They're keeping you from really stepping into your power and being all that you can be and even more. And once you uncover them, you can heal them, you can release them, you can reprogram them. You can let them go. And then truly set yourself free. Think of it like that. Those negative patterns, they're the chains that are kind of holding you back, keeping you on lock and key. And you want to free yourself from that so you can really move forward. Because I'm pretty sure there's things in your life that you would love to be doing that maybe you have thought about doing, but you didn't really act on it yet. Or maybe there are certain things that you would like to do more of, but you're also holding back. Or you're just literally talking yourself out of it because you fear that you're not good enough, you can't do this, or things like that. That's a pattern. If you notice that this is what's happening more often throughout your life, that you always kind of talk yourself out of it, or you're always kind of, settling for something less than what you actually want, that's a pattern. And that's the things you want to uncover. And I'm about to share with you how you can uncover those patterns. And then you want to do something to release them, to let them go. So you can have the things that you want. So you can have the experience that you want, have the life that you want. Because if you don't uncover those patterns, well, they're still playing in the background. They're still directing your life. And what you want to do is you want to take back control over your life and not keep giving the control over to those patterns because they're running the show. They're running your life. So how can you uncover those patterns, those negative patterns? First of all, you want to really look over your life. Become aware of any of those reoccurring themes in your life where you're kind of like noticing kind of the reoccurring situations, the things that are happening, the responses to something. So for example, if let's say when you were younger, you did something and maybe you asked someone out on a date and you were rejected. And maybe you were rejected in a not so nice way. So that was like somewhat of a shock to your system. Like, ooh, that's painful. Like when you're touching the hot stove, you're like, ooh, that's hot. Not doing that no more, right? So that then creates a pattern that whenever you're then trying to maybe go out to connect with people, maybe ask someone else out on a date, you're just like maybe sitting there for like a half an hour, or maybe days trying to consider, should I even do this? But because the last time, I did that, something happened and things like that, right? Or let's say money, for example, right? Let's say you're getting a bill in the mail or something unexpected happens. Let's say your car breaks down and it's going to cost a lot of money. And then your energy kind of constricts like, oh my God, right? I don't know how to pay this. The more that happens, creates creates then the energy of lack. So you're then really tapping more into lack. So whenever you want something, oh, I don't have the money. This is too expensive. I can't afford it. And oh my God, now I got another bill in the mail, right? These are negative patterns. And if you're really challenged to, let's say, find a loving partner or create more money in your life or whatever else, you want to uncover those patterns, because anytime you're trying to put yourself out there to maybe meet someone, but you have that whole pattern of, feeling rejected, well, that's going to play a big role in, and maybe you're not putting yourself out there, or maybe you're then, distrusting any person that you're meeting because maybe, you were rejected before, or you were played before, anything like that. The same thing with money. If you're having this, if you're constantly tapping into lack energy, you're not going to be able to create financial abundance in your life. So these are the negative patterns you want to uncover. And here what you want to do is you want to uncover as much as you can. You can start with a specific area. If there's one area in your life that's, let's say money. Money is maybe an area, or, maybe a relationship, or maybe, you stepping into, doing your soul's mission or anything like that. You want to maybe start with just one area, a specific area of your life, and then, dig deeper, uncover what are the patterns here. What do you notice that keeps happening over and over again, just to different degrees? What are your beliefs about these things? Really dig deeper, uncover as much as you can. Because the more you can uncover, well, that gives you power, right? Because once you have the awareness, you can do something about it. So here, maybe do a brain dump. Just write everything down that you can think of about the specific area. Or you can just do, I wouldn't necessarily say do like a general, because that can lead into very many different directions. So maybe start with one area of your life that you would like to make a change in right now. Because every area of your life is interconnected, right? Money, affects your health, it affects your relationships, it affects your well-being, it affects everything. The same thing, let's say, if you want to follow your spiritual path, that also then, leads into different areas. Relationship, the same thing. So every area is interconnected. So choose the area that would bring you the most impact if you would really release those negative patterns that you also want to change. And really dig deep, uncover as much as you can. And here I want to invite you, and that can be challenging at times, because you want to be honest with yourself, brutally honest. Because the more honest you can be about these things, the more of a transformation you will be able to achieve. Because if you're saying, well, I don't have any patterns, you're actually lying to yourself, because we all have negative patterns. If you're not yet living the life that you want, if you're not the empowered being that you want to be, that you can be, if you're not experiencing the things that you want, then it's because there are blocks, there are patterns, there are things holding you back. And the more honest you can be about these things, the more you will be able to release, and the deeper the transformation will be. And you don't have to share it with anyone, right? You don't have to share with anyone that, yes, you're having these blocks and negative patterns. This is just for you. So be honest with yourself. The more honest you can be, the more open you can be on uncovering those things, the better it will be. Because yes, there are going to be things that you will uncover that you're probably not going to like, where you wish that, oh my God, why am I doing this, right? And you may feel a little bad about it. Don't. Never judge yourself. Never reject anything or ignore anything. Be honest with yourself and be open to uncovering these patterns, because then you can do something about it. Then the next step here is, once you have somewhat of an idea of what's happening, what's going on, you want to dig even deeper. Where else is this showing up, the same kind of pattern? Where do you see the connections? What is at the root of things? Where did this really originate? Where does this come from? Because oftentimes, a lot of the patterns that we're dealing with now, they're coming from childhood. Like, for example, feeling rejected. It could be that maybe you did something when you were a kid that was really important to you, and then maybe you were laughed at. I remember when I was in school, I had to stand up and read my essay, and people laughed at me because I was stumbling over my words. So that was me during, I think it was like, I don't know, not elementary school, but it was like, well, in Germany, our schooling system is a little different, but I think it was like already in high school for us. And that caused me to then be afraid of speaking publicly, right? So you want to uncover, where did it come from? And it could be something very simple that now you as an adult, you're like, this is stupid. Why did that bother me? But we're talking about that child you that felt rejected, that felt unloved or not wanted or whatever it was, right? You want to uncover, where did it come from? What's at the root of things? And then also, maybe where's the connection there? Where else is this showing up in your life? Because if this one pattern is showing up in one area of your life, it's probably showing up in all kind of other areas as well. So you just want to kind of see the connection there and really just allow yourself to uncover as much as you can. And then the final step is, once you have that awareness, it gives you power of choice, because then what you want to do is you want to challenge each and every one of your negative patterns. You want to do some healing around those that are really a little stuck and you're not able to really release them on your own. And you do some healing around that to let that go. Because oftentimes those emotional charges, that's why uncovering the root cause is so important, because you want to release the emotional charge around that. Doing some energy healing, whether it's maybe light language or any other healing modality that you're aware of, or maybe even going to work with someone that can help you with that as well. And if you would like my help, you can start with booking a discovery call with me. There's a link in the description below, or you can go to ksanders.com/apply to book a call with me, a discovery session where we can talk a little bit more about this, and I can maybe assist you in finding out what you can do to break free this, and also to discuss if maybe we can work together. I would love to assist you with that. But once you have the awareness of those negative patterns, you want to do the healing, the releasing, and you really want to challenge each and every one of those negative patterns. And what I mean with that, with challenging them, is, let's say you do have that fear of rejection, and that's what's holding you back. And now this rejection could also hold you back from really stepping out there into the world and showing the world that you have beautiful gifts, that you are on a spiritual journey, that you have messages to share, and those type of things, right? So it may start with, being rejected by, by someone that you want to, be in a relationship with. Well, that then also leads to all kind of other areas. And then here, what you want to do is you want to challenge that. Do you have absolute proof that if you put yourself out there, that everyone is going to reject you? No, you don't, because you don't know, right? So you want to challenge that. There's always a higher truth there that can be found. You just have to open yourself up to it. Just because you have experienced that once, you can choose to, keep giving your power away to that fear, or saying, no, I'm taking my power back. I'm not feeding that fear anymore. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to trust that it's all going to be all right. That's how you challenge your negative patterns. And like I said, you do want to do some clearing about the deeper ones, to release them, to let them go. But sometimes you just making a choice that, no, I'm not giving my power away no more. No way. That in itself can be powerful enough to break a negative pattern. So here you go. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. Maybe leave me a comment below. Let me know, are you working with your negative patterns? Are you really taking time out to uncover them and work through them? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below. But I really hope you enjoyed this video and that it gave you some insights into what you can do to really work through those negative patterns. And I really hope that you're actually going to make that time to do that, because it's going to change your life if you work through them. And like I said, if you would like my help, look in the description below to book a discovery session with me. I would be honored to assist you on breaking free from your patterns. So thanks so much for watching. Now be sure to check out this video here about breaking through old identities, which also will then assist you in breaking free and really setting yourself free from anything that is holding you back. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make it an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.